Had you blown through $50 million? Is that what they said in BET?
That they said 500 million, but I think that
500 million.
That
Okay.
was exaggerated thought. But I mean, when you look back and I look back at some of the things, it wasn't that. I blew a lot of money though. I'm saying like a fool with money. I'm like, the things that I think about, the things that I had, the things when you look back at it. But I like, like I said, ill-gotten gains, like it was off of people hardship. So I'm okay. I feel good about my life now. That everything I do now, I work hard for it.
Well, and then in 2020, Southwest T gets out of prison early, due to COVID. And I guess he met up with you and basically apologized for everything that he did, and ultimately you forgave him. Mm-hmm. How did it feel when you first saw him, because at that point you hadn't seen him for how many years?
15.
15 years. So for the first time in 15 years, the guy that you were close to, that you lived with, that helped take care of your kids, and you started him in the drug business and so forth. And I guess you blamed him somewhat for your son going to prison?
It wasn't just my son. It was just so much. It was other things that, when you get into a relationship, and we made each other promises that we wouldn't do to each other. And he broke a lot of those promises. So it wasn't just really my son. It was just a lot of different things that could have happened that shouldn't have happened. That, I just thought that my life would have been set up differently. We always had plans. So if something happened, when I came into his life, I felt like I made sure your kids was good. I told him, it was no insecurities that I had at all. I wanted his family to have what I had. That's why I started helping him. He wanted to help his mother. He wanted to, okay, I'm gonna help you so you can help your mother. You need to get your kids out of their grandma's house. They need to go to this. They need to do this. And it was just so much that I was blind. I was so blindsided by the time I got to prison and listening to all these wiretaps. And that's why that I was mad, because you would do somebody like, I felt like I felt like he did me so wrong. Not in just about my son, just the whole thing that we made promises no matter what. I felt like you were my friend. You somebody I told my deepest secrets to, and that trust was just so, when I was listening to the tapes and listening to people, and I was out there by myself and everybody was going against me. Everybody was going against me. Even people that I helped was going against me. And I felt like I blamed him for that. I felt he didn't protect me.
Yeah. Well, the two of you ultimately worked it out. He actually showed up on your...
yeah. That was surprising. I didn't even know he was going to do that. And that made me feel good because, like I said, a lot of people thought that I was there for the ride, But I wasn't there for the ride.
Yeah. Your son, Marlon, gets out of prison as well. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, as you're doing now, you start with the rebuilding process. A legitimate rebuilding process in terms of what you're doing.